Finally, the comprehensive review of the Kletterwerks. I have given it a number of tests, put it through its paces, and hopefully you will find value in my experience and you can make your decision on if this will be a pack for you. I will put all of the pertinent measurement details as far as the number of liters, all of the dimensions, and all of that in the description. But this is a Mystery Ranch product. Now, keep in mind that what we're also working with here is the j.crew edition of this pack. I actually really like this color. I thought it, it's different. I haven't seen too many packs like this. It's kind of a, obviously this part of it is really a muted color, and then a little bit of a brighter orange, not super screaming hunter's orange, but it's pretty bright. And then you have just a pretty basic, patch here. Look how huge these zippers are. And then these really nice leather pulls. Obviously this pouch on top, which is a really good idea. I mean, they have these cinch straps. I've never seen this sort of, I don't know, buckle, I guess. It's not really a buckle because it doesn't latch together with anything else. Never seen this type of hardware before, but it grew on me. It's definitely strong. And then of course you have the loop here. So you can pull this thing up with a rope. You can clip some other not really too heavy of an item on. As far as the strapping details, for this size of pack, these straps are appropriate. Not gonna cut into your, into your shoulders or the top of your chest. Have a pretty strong handle here. I think anything bigger would have been overkill. Anything smaller would have been useless. It will accommodate various sizes of hands. I use this pack to go to the gym on a bike, a few miles away, bringing all my gear, kind of on day hikes and going different places with my kids, going to a museum. There were several different applications. So let's talk about the style of the pack. It's just kind of a really, like a barrel, sort of. That's the only thing I can really think of to describe this sort of thing. But, it has kind of an oval bottom here, as well as the top. So it is a different style. I haven't seen too many like this around. Again, being that Mystery Ranch is a heritage brand. I mean, this brand was created in 1975 by Dana Gleason in Bozeman, Montana. His company's older than I am, so there's a lot of history there that obviously went into the types of packs that were built before he got into something like an everyday carry sort of item like this. Again, you can look at the history of Mystery Ranch, and Dana Gleason is a very interesting guy. So style-wise, I think it looks okay. What does bother me, I'm not crazy about all these straps. I mean, this thing is just, it's out of control with the straps, really. I get the purpose, and they do function, but it's just kind of, if I could point out one thing that's really unsightly, especially the shoulder straps. I mean, these things are so incredibly long. Yeah, I get it. I could roll them up, fold them up, and do all that. But it's just an additional, piece of overhead that I don't know how necessary that is. So for me, that's kind of a consideration in terms of just the style. I don't think it hinders the function, really. It has essentially one pretty large internal pocket, having this laptop sleeve as well. And there's not a large amount of padding here. And as far as playing on the whole heritage theme here, I mean, it's a cool touch, right? And obviously made in USA, that's a cool touch. It shows the different panels and all of that final inspection. I mean, the craftsmanship is absolutely second to none. It's not terribly heavy. So value, do I think, would I pay full price for something like this? I don't think I would. I think if you're able to get it on a nice sale, I probably would jump on it if you're okay with the idea of not having, lots of storage. So that is kind of an issue for me. I mean, you know, not that I need something with 100 different organizational options, but believe it or not, so here's another pack outside of this review. This is the Go Ruck Rucker, which I absolutely love. And you got this guy here, you know, storage option here. And for me, that there's so much value in having something like that there. And it's just, it kind of bothers me. So I have to carry around, you know, some other types of bags or other storage things that I can't just put in somewhere and to have quick access. So for me, that bothers me just a little bit. Perhaps other people, they don't, you know, that's not a consideration for them. I'm just, you know, letting you know my experience, right? So I guess ultimately I can answer questions if you have on this. You know, again, just to recap on some of the items that I went through. Style, I think the style's all right. It's not bad. It's definitely different. You're not seeing any, you know, too many options like this that are out there. The innovation and design, I think the innovation is, you know, I don't know, it's kind of, you know, what's old is new again. The materials and the quality are, I mean, you know, if we were grading this on a scale of 1 to 10, this is a 10 for sure, 10 plus. It's really, really solidly built. Colors, I think these colors are interesting. Again, you've seen the other color options of this Kletterwerks pack. And you know, whatever suits you, cool. Comfort, extremely comfortable. Material of this nylon, so it doesn't hurt your shoulders at all for extended period of use. You know, reliability and durability, it seems to be pretty reliable. I mean, I think, you know, how do you measure reliability? Certainly not in 3 months. You know, talk to me 3 years from now and I'll let you know how reliable it is. I have a pretty good feeling it'll be fine. The weight on it is pretty excellent for me. I didn't have any problems. I didn't feel like it was overly heavy. You know, do I regret the purchase? No, I don't have buyer's remorse on it. But I guess what I didn't think would impact me so much is not having internal storage. I mean, that's the sort of thing that I guess I took that for granted in, you know, the Go Ruck pack or any other packs that might have a small amount of internal storage. But not having it really causes you to be very, very, you know, deliberate in how you're going to use the pack. I mean, as I said, when I used it for the gym, I could throw my sneakers at the bottom, you know, my shorts, my shirt, anything else clothing-wise, and put it in there, you know, wrap it up nicely. I didn't have a lot of, you know, different extra materials. Working remotely or something for my job, and I had, you know, just some smaller office supplies. Just having internal storage, at least for me, is kind of a big deal. That factored into, you know, the aftermath of testing something like this for everyday use. So value, I think if you're able to get it on sale, you know, jump on it. If you can get it for less than $180, I feel it's a pretty good value for everything else that you're getting. Really rely on having a storage system that you're comfortable with, that this is just going to be a little bit different. So that's all I have for you guys. If you have any additional questions, please put them in the comments below. There you go. That's the Mystery Ranch Kletterwerks Mountain Rucksack Backpack J.Crew Edition. Thank you. Have a good day.